3,110 feet per second.
Woo!
Hello everyone, guess what? Tate is just back from some fun. He was moose and black bear hunting in Alaska. Pretty exciting?
It was great fun.
And he had a couple of rifles with him, if you can imagine, and he thought maybe we would share what he was using up there and compare it to what I would have used. So, Tate, obviously you've got him sitting right here. What are we looking at with this 10X rifle?
So this 10X Rifle Company rifle is a 7 PRC. It has a 20-inch barrel. And it shoots really, really accurately. I'm shooting half MOA with pretty much everything I put through.
Nice, nice.
So that's really good.
Before you go any further, right away I reacted to 20-inch barrel. 7 PRC with a 20-inch barrel, what's the point? You need a longer barrel to whip out some muzzle velocity with the 7 PRC.
You do need a longer barrel if you want to maximize the powder burn, but I don't generally shoot past 600 yards anyway.
Yeah.
And it has more than enough oomph to kill an elk out to 600 yards.
Okay.
With a 20-inch barrel. You know, if I reload, I'm getting 28 to 2850 out of a 175 grain bullet.
Really?
And that's faster than most 6.5 Creedmoors with a 22-inch barrel.
Oh yeah.
So I'm still shooting a heavier bullet faster, or at least the same speed as many of the lighter caliber guns, and it has plenty of oomph.
And you have
a suppressor, which I love suppressor.
And that's why you have a 20-inch barrel, so that you don't have too long of a barrel.
Exactly.
But what did you say again you're getting with what weight bullet, what muzzle velocity?
So I was averaging about 28 to 2850 out of a 175 grain ELDX.
Wow, okay. Look here. Traditional 7 Rem Mag.
Yes, I love 7 Rem Mag.
Yeah, it's my Timberline from Borden Rifles.
Yep.
Had it for quite a while, taking pretty good bunch of game with it. And it's a 7 Rem Mag, which a lot of people are going to be comparing to that 7 PRC and saying, well, it's better. It's way better. I don't know if it's better, but look, I've got a traditional 24-inch barrel with a brake on the front, which I don't like because of the noise.
What'd you say?
Boy, what?
Yeah.
I said, get a suppressor. No, but it also shoots really, really well.
Yes.
You know? So I like that. Now, a lot of people are going to say, look, why waste your time and money on a PRC, especially if you're going to cut your barrel off short like that? Why not just stick with a 7 Rem Mag? Why did you go with the PRC? So
you with the 7 PRC, you're getting, honestly, it's kind of apples to apples in a lot of ways. Like a 7 Rem Mag is plenty of oomph as well for most animals, especially in North America. But I wouldn't hesitate to shoot an elk or a moose with a 7 Rem Mag. In fact, I did shoot a moose with a 7 Rem Mag. But the biggest thing is that out of a shorter barrel, the 7 PRC does perform a little bit better.
Does it?
With heavier bullets.
Yeah, well, the velocity you're talking about suggests that, because look, this thing is going to give me maybe, if I load it up right, 2,900 feet per second with a 175 grain bullet.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And that's out of the full-length barrel.
Yeah, full-length barrel. So I can see your benefits with the shorter barrel and using that muzzle. A suppressor, I would like that too, but maybe I'm going to have to cut this barrel off and put a suppressor on it.
And so the main reason that I went with a 7 PRC with a little bit shorter barrel is I get similar performance with a 7 Mag, which I love a 7 Mag, out of a shorter barrel with the 7 PRC caliber because I wanted a suppressor on there.
And what did you keep your weight at with this? That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. I have a lighter bipod that goes on this, but with the suppressor, with the scope and everything, you're right around just over 7 pounds, 7.5 pounds.
A big, strong guy like you, not a problem.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah. Okay, now why this format? Why this chassis style format?
Because I do a lot of mountain hunting as well, and I like that folding stock, because even with that suppressor on there with that 20-inch barrel, if I fold this bipod up, like I said, I have a different one, a Spartan Precision bipod that I like more for backpacking. I can put that on my backpack, and it'll hang just a little bit low, but it won't go up over the top of my backpack, so I can go through the brush and the trees, all that kind of stuff. It's not snagging on anything.
Can you carry it over your shoulder or some other way with that?
So I've got a QD flush cup sling on there, that, and it just fits flush with my side.
Okay.
And it's
no
pretty
knobs
comfy.
Poking you or anything?
Nope, nothing poking
Can you
me.
fold it and carry it that way?
Not as much.
No,
not as much that way.
But that's for strapping it to your backpack.
Yep, that's for strapping to your backpack.
Yeah, I can see the advantage of that. I mean, if you put this in your backpack, guys, full length like this, holy macro. You know, you come down your backpack and then you stick it up in the sky and you're harvesting apples.
You could climb that like a ladder.
Yeah, you could. Okay, well, that all makes sense. So hold on, put that up there again.
Okay,
vertically.
it's up there again.
Let's compare the total length here. Put the buttstock on the table.
Okay.
Look at that, guys. Same total length. So there are the benefits. You save in your hearing. And 20-inch barrel, you're only sacrificing about 100 feet per second.
Yep.
2,800, 2,850. That's not bad at all.
No.
So I wonder if the 7 Rem Mag would be able to do that with that short of a barrel. You say the PRC does. I have not played around with that. But you've loaded it up and found that to be the case, huh?
Yes. Yep. That's what I was getting out of it. I do know a friend that he was pushing one almost 3,000. That's a little hot for me.
Yeah, that's a little hot. I don't like to push the envelope all that much. All right, that's cool. Now you say you shot your bear with this, but not your moose?
I did not shoot my moose with that rifle.
Why?
Because I was hunting with another YouTube influencer, and he is sponsored by Tika.
Oh,
And in
so
order
you had
for me
use
to,
a Tika.
I had to use a Tika, which we brought a Tika here. I was using a Tika Rough Tech with him, which is the expensive version of the Tika T3X, basically. Okay. And so I shot it with a 7 mag. It was 450 yards. I could not get my tripod to work, so I ended up just leaning it against a tree and taking.
Really?
I shot 6 times. The first shot I hit high, and the rest I heard a slap on the second shot, and I kept aiming in the same spot. And all of my shots were in a group about like that.
And the side of a moose at 485?
450 yards.
450
437 yards.
Yeah,
is what it was.
That's a good long poke.
It was a good poke.
Moose is a big target.
It's like shooting a Clydesdale with horns. It was big. And so I shot it 5 times. It looked like I was talking to a guy that shoots a 338 rum. And he's like, when you shoot him with a 338 rum, he's like, I shot one 4 times once. And it was like it's like you're flicking the side of it, just a little ripple. Yeah. That's all you get. They don't react.
Yeah, this is something I think a lot of guys would be surprised at, but I've always said it because I've hunted with moose with a lot of fairly light rifles. I think the lightest was a 120 grain bullet, a 6.5-06. So you can do the math on that. It's not going all that fast. It's pretty fast, but still. That's a lightweight bullet. In one shot, killed that moose.
Yeah.
But as I always say, it's where you put the bullet and the right bullet. Well, the bullet was more than good enough to penetrate, and I hit it right in the heart.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard not to hit your moose with a hard shot. But I agree with the other stuff. Many of the moose that I've shot, you hit them smack in the boiler room, as we call it in the old days, and you're hitting the heart-lung area, and they don't even react.
No.
You'd think, I missed, because he just stands there.
Yep.
And what I've said over the years after seeing that so many times is that the moose is dead. He just hasn't figured it out yet.
He hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you shoot them, they'll turn. They'll try and face their aggressor or their perceived aggressor. That's what happened to 3 of the 4 of the moose we shot up there. They would turn and try and get into where they'd been shot from because they're rutting hard.
Okay. Yep. He thought he got stabbed or something. I've seen that with deer and elk.
Yep. He got poked, and then they. Yeah. The only one that didn't do that is the one that fell down on the first shot.
How now? You're talking plural there. I thought you went moose hunting. You shot 6 of them?
Well, me personally killed 4. No, we had 4 hunters. We killed 4 moose and a black bear in 5 days.
What?
It was a lot of work,
Hey guys, if you're looking for a good moose guide.
But we got in there, we shot 3 of the 4 moose with 7 mag, and 1 with a 7 PRC. All of them were 450 yards or less. The closest one being about 250 yards.
Similar reactions?
Similar reactions. None of them had to get shot just once. I think the only one that one of them got shot twice with a 7 mag 162 grain ELDX. One of them got shot 3 times with a 7 mag 162 grain, and then I shot mine 5 times with a 160. I was just shooting him until he fell down. I wasn't going to take any risks on that one. And then my friend shot one 3 times with a 7 PRC with a 175. And I mean, like he said, they're dead on the first shot. They just keep standing there. Yeah,
they've got such a volume in their body. They're hemorrhaging. And it takes a while for them to hemorrhage out, and their brains go, wait a minute, I'm getting dizzy.
I asked one of the natives there, I said, what's the how many times do you usually shoot a moose? He said, 3. That's all my gun holds.
Oh my God, yeah.
So,
well, it's never bad advice to keep shooting until they're down. I mean, that's standard on elk.
Yeah.
Because elk are so notoriously tough. They take a shot and they can cover some ground, and you get their adrenaline up, they can really go. So you just keep putting it in there. Until
and I think that the danger with moose is not that they're going to run away so far that you can't recover them. The danger is them running into the water.
Oh, yeah. I've been there, done that.
And so you shoot them, and you're like, I got to shoot that thing before he makes it to the lake. Yeah, because once he's in that lake, all bets are off.
Yeah. And I've had them go into some really nasty blowdown stuff where you've got a lot of weight to take out, folks. The biggest, hardest part of moose hunting is getting them out. you shoot one and you walk up to him and you realize you're dealing with a Suburban. And you've got to cut him into small chunks to haul him out, and they're not all that small anyway.
No, they're not that small. I mean, one of those
Huge.
quarters weighed 120 pounds pretty easy.
Oh gosh, I would think the front end at least would weigh that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're massive animals. So you want to try to drop them right beside the water so you can bolt right up to them, right?
That's exactly what we did.
I did that with one. That was that one with a 120 grain bullet out of that 6.5-06.
Yeah.
I think it was 20 steps to the water. We just had to carry him that far, throw him in the boat, and motor on out of there. That was pretty sweet.
That would be nice. We had so I will say this too. When you go up there, a lot of the natives, I was able to talk with a lot of the natives that hunt up there. And they're hunting with their grandpa's old 30-30. They're hunting with a 243, a 30-06, just really whatever they can get. And I was able to talk with a 10-year-old little boy who had just barely shot his first bull moose. And he shot it with one shot out of a 243.
Ah, there you go.
And, you know, it's all shot placement.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
really
obviously
is.
you want a little bit of knockdown power, but from what I've seen, moose are big enough that no matter how big the gun you're using, you got to shoot them a couple times.
Yeah, it's just don't think that you're going to get a 1,000-pound animal and slam him to the ground with a little 300 grain bullet even. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
To that big of an animal, 300 grain bullet is nothing.
Yeah, it's like
Getting stung by a fly.
shooting a squirrel with a pellet gun.
Yeah. Now, one point I think we need to elaborate on a little bit with these smaller cartridges, like, okay, this kid shot it with a 243. Well, I'll take a 243 up. You can do that if you're as patient as these locals. They can wait for the perfect opportunity because if it doesn't come today, it might be not tomorrow or the next week or even the next month. Generally, those folks are really picking their shots. And I hear from a lot of them that use a 223 for the same reason.
Yep.
It's inexpensive. They use it for everything. They know it.
Yep.
And they know where to put that bullet. So they wait for their perfect chop opportunity, and bingo, you've got yourself a moose. I would not recommend going up there with the expense you're going through to get there and your licenses and all the rest of it, and you might not see a moose behind every bush like you just did.
I saw a lot of moose while I was up there. I was really lucky. But
that was unusual.
I would say I wouldn't go up there with anything less than a 6.5 PRC personally.
Yeah. I think that's probably good advice. But you guys suit yourselves. But but you don't have to have a 375 H&H or a 458 or a 416 or a 500 Nitro Express.
Yes, you don't. And I would say that none of the locals I talked to had a 30 caliber gun except an .6. Mm-hmm. And they kill moose all the time, every year.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of a classic. I think what we want to do is shoot these rifles and see if this thing is really delivering the velocity to match up with this one.
Yep.
Now, what have we got for ammunition? I brought some 168 grain bullets. It's the Expedition Long Range from Winchester, which is a high BC bullet, and they claim it's going to go 2,900 feet per second. I brought my sweet little Garmin, and we're going to be able to measure this stuff and find out if that's true or not. And we'll do the same with yours.
Beautiful.
Now, people have been complaining that these Hornet ammunition is not measuring up to its advertised velocities.
And I can vouch for that. When I was in Alaska, we had a chronograph with us.
Oh, yeah?
I had 2 brand new boxes of ammunition because I just wanted to bring factory ammunition, mostly because I forgot my reloads at home.
That's a good reason.
And I bought 2 boxes of factory ammunition, brought them there. I was getting 28 to 2850 out of factory ammunition, precision hunter ammunition, 175 grain ELDXs. And when I got to Alaska, it was a brand new box, never opened. I was getting 2675.
What?
Very different results.
Do you know how old that ammo was? Was one a new box?
I'm assuming it's one of the new rounds of ammunition that was coming through that everybody's complaining about.
Yeah, because we did a program on that a while back, and I had some original 7 PRCs when it just came out.
Yep.
That were hitting pretty close to 3,000. It was 180 grain target load, just under, like 2950 or something. But then I got the new stuff, and I checked the lot number on the back and said, okay, this is definitely a fresh load stuff there. And sure enough, it was 100, 150 feet per second slower. Yeah, so that might have been what you don't happen to remember the lot numbers or anything, do you?
No, but it's on the box, I would think.
Yeah, but you don't have the other one to compare it to.
Oh, I don't have the other one to compare it to, yep.
So, well, wait a minute, let's see. I've got one. No, you got, which is that? That's
the one. That's the one that was. That's the same box of ammunition I had in the last.
I got a Precision Hunter here. Mine is pretty new. It's 3443 are the last digits.
Mine's 324.
All right, well, we can test the 2 and see.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, cool. Why don't we start with yours?
Okay.
Now, your 7 Rem Mag was not this. This is just a representative.
This is a representative of a Tikka. I was using a Tikka Rough Tech, which is pretty much the same, just got a fluted barrel, a few different things on there, but a little bit nicer rifle, but it is now in Florida, so we can't use that one.
So we won't shoot that, but let's shoot this, chronograph it, maybe 3 shots for some accuracy too. And then we'll try both different loads, and then we'll try my 7 to see how close it comes to its advertised price.
Yes.
2,900 feet per second.
I love it.
All right, sound like fun, guys? Here we go. All right, I put some nice fresh targets up for all of you guys who chew me out for shooting old targets that are already full of holes. So you got a pristine target partner. Are you shooting your original load?
Yep, we're gonna shoot that. We're gonna shoot the one I used in Alaska right here first.
You got this thing set up?
Yep, that's all set and ready to go.
All right, so this is the original that you think is going to go 28.50?
Yep, I think that. Well, no, I think this one's probably going to go a little bit slower. I think this one's going to be about 26.75. 26.75. Let's go with that.
26.75.
That's my guess on it.
All right, guys, here we go. Plug your ears. Hold on to your shorts.
Now, nobody's ever accused me of being a good shot, Ron. You need to know that.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, that suppressor is nice.
It is 26.98.
26.98.
26.98 is what we got on there.
Now, I always figure an average of about 30 feet per second for every inch of barrel you take off. They are claiming they're going to get their top velocity. What are they saying they should be getting? They're not even mentioning it here, are they?
3,000, but I would assume it's a 24-inch barrel.
Per second, yeah. And this one, same. So 3,000 feet per second. We're down at 27. So you've lost 300. I figure 30. Sometimes it's as high as 50.
Yep.
Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say 50 for every inch. We should be losing 200 feet per second. We should still be at 28.
Yes.
So you're 100 below. And more likely you're losing 35 feet per second for every inch. So it's even worse. Okay.
Yep. And I did just fly with this gun, so I'm not even sure if it's on.
Okay.
Being honest with you.
Can you see where you hit?
I think I can. I gotta zoom in on the scope.
Kind of bad for detecting hits out there, but
I have no idea where I hit.
no idea.
No idea.
Do you want to waste ammo, or you just want to get the speed?
We'll just get speeds on it.
Speed's good enough. Let's try the other load. Yeah. So that's this guy. You got all set out, ready to go.
That's the one.
The one.
That's the one.
Okay, this is lot number 322-3443. The previous one was 324-2371. In case you guys want to check at home.
Let's try it again.
You raised some dust out there.
I did. I hit the dirt.
2860.
That's a huge, huge difference.
This was the old ammo.
I think that's the new ammo.
This is the new stuff.
This,
it just looks old because you beat it up in Alaska.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a big difference in the velocities there.
I mean, that's
150, 160 feet per second difference.
That's a large difference.
Well, Hornady has been saying all along that they no longer have that great powder, and a lot of people say it was Reloader 26.
Yep.
And that's made over in the Swedish countries, Finland or someplace like that, and they can't get it, so they had to switch to something else, and people say hogwash, we don't believe it. I don't know. Believe whatever you want, guys, but this is what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a significant difference there. So this is the old stuff. Gosh, this is not that old, though. I got that this year in the spring or early summer.
I think it started happening sometime in the spring or thereabouts.
They were claiming it a little bit before that, because that's when I got it. Guys were complaining, and I had only the old ammo, so I got some new stuff to see, and that's where we made our comparisons. But we didn't compare the Precision Hunter one. We just did the match load with 80 grain. But seems to be holding true.
Yeah.
Deal.
Should we shoot one of those CX bullets and see what they're getting?
See.
All right, let's check it.
See if that's any different.
And what grain bullet is that, Ron, right there?
160, I believe. Yes, 160. This is their copper bullet. They're claiming 3,000 feet per second. Well, that's pretty modest claim
for a 160 out of this.
Close to that with a 180.
And honestly, I kind of wish I would have used a CX or a full copper Barnes or something like that on the Moose. I think I would have had better ballistic performance.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible on the Moose, but even on the Bear, one of the bullets with the 175 did not have a complete pass through.
Yeah, you would have gotten that with a copper bullet. Sure. Okay. But it was a dead bear, right?
It was a dead bear.
Okay. Kind of the main point.
Yeah, as long as it's dead. 2807.
See, now that's quite a bit slower than it should be, too.
Yeah.
How was it? Oh, my goodness. Were you aiming at the same spot every time?
I was.
No, then we won't be able to really tell the group, because we won't know what that last one was.
I can see one of the holes. It's just a little low, it looks like.
Yeah. Well, we can go check it out. Should we check it out first or shoot my 7 Rem?
Let's shoot your 7. We can check it out. Let's check it out. I think it'll be good break in the video.
I'll aim at a different part of the See if I can see
paper.
it, and then I'll aim different. Yeah.
Okay, I'll move this. I think I see the bullet holes in there, by the way.
All right. Guys, as I always say, wear your hearing muffs. I don't care what else you have stuffed in your ear. If I have foamies in with a muzzle brake, I still get hammered. You're knocking off somewhere between 25 and 32 decibels of sound with both this and the muffs and all the other things we put in our ears. And these things are going off with at least 150 to as much as 175 decibels of sound. So you really need to knock some off. 140 is enough to damage your hearing with just one shot. It's, not going to go deaf all of a sudden, but you're going to get that ringing in your ears after a bit, and you're going to damage the hair cells in your cochlea. That's what transmits the sound to your brain. You want to protect that stuff, or you're going to end up like Grandpa Ron saying, what?
What'd you say, Ron?
Shut up. All right, now I'm just going to look at the single reading here. We'll leave everything rolling just the way it is. So since I don't know what this load is going to shoot in this rifle, I've had it zeroed for 139 grain LRX Barnes loads. That's what I shot my elk with last year.
You're only 30 grains heavier, 20 grains heavier.
Pardon?
I said you're only 20 grains heavier.
Only 20, huh? Shoot, that's a piece of cake. So I am going to be on where the black line on the left meets the big circle.
Okay.
So I'm 2 inches in from the left edge of the target, right in the center.
That was a lot louder.
Yeah, no kidding. Do I see a bullet hole? Yes, straight up, 1, 2, 3.5 inches, and a half inch to the right. 3,110 feet per second.
Woo!
Folks, we're talking significant velocity difference. Now, this is really crazy, folks. So we've got one ammunition here advertising a velocity of 3,000 feet per second and putting out 2860. Was that the
2860? Yep.
And the worst one with this new ammunition was 2685.
Yep. Somewhere right around there.
And my ammo says it should be going 2,900 feet per second, and it's going 3,110 feet per second. Actually, 310.8. 3111. 200 feet per second faster. But I think this is kind of the point I want to make, guys. We always say, well, this ammo's supposed to go this fast, and you put it in your rifle and it goes a different velocity. It goes both ways, up and down, depends on your rifle. How tight is your chamber? How tight is your bore? There are a lot of little things that are going to change it other than barrel length, but that's certainly one of the big ones. Let's try this Winchester load and see what it's going to do. This is claiming 2,900 feet per second. Now, this one is 168 grain bullet, so a little bit lighter. Let's see if it hits 3110. I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it's going to do it. Oh, boy. Crazy stuff, huh? Got your ears plugged, buddy?
I do.
This could be the same hold.
That is so loud.
Yeah, this one landed about a half inch lower than the first one and a half inch to the left instead of the right. And it went 2,967.6, call this. And yours is probably a slow rifle.
Yep.
So shoot your rifle, whatever ammos you want to try. Find the one that works for you. Pick your ammunition by the bullet first, because that's the critical part. I'll easily sacrifice 100, even 200 feet per second, especially with laser rangefinders. You know your trajectory. You know the distance of the target. You're going to be able to put that shot on target. You don't need the last 2 feet per second of velocity to get your energy up to the point where it's going to kill, because there's plenty of energy in those bullets when they get there, unless you're shooting something 2 miles away or something insane like that. Yeah, you just got to be pragmatic. It's the bullet. You need to get the bullet there. It has to have enough energy to penetrate the hair, the hide, the muscle, maybe a bone, and reach the vitals, tear the tissues, cause hemorrhaging. You've got your animal. Hit them in the central nervous system, bingo, they're lights out. And if it's a moose, it takes a while when you just hit the heart, lungs, all the cardiopulmonary system.
Dr. Spomer here.
Yes, according to Dr. Ron. Okay, anything else we need to say?
I can't think of anything. Oh, yes.
Why don't you shoot group?
Why don't you? We could.
Waste ammunition? What are you talking about? Okay.
We can.
All right, we're going to shoot a group. Betsy said we should shoot some groups. Since I just put a shot, this rifle typically shoots pretty much anything MOA or better. And I have done, I don't remember, half MOA. I can tell you this, everything I shoot at dies.
That's the important thing.
Maybe I got lucky. That's within a ½ inch or so of the first shot.
Send one more downrange.
That Accubon long-range bullet, something else.
They are.
For a BC. I don't think it's quite as, doesn't seem to me from my limited experience hitting game with them, that it is quite as rugged as the standard Accubon.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why, unless it's the extra boat tail.
We should shoot ballistics gel at them, Ron. Not shoot ballistics gel at them. We should shoot them at ballistics gel.
Why don't you get some ballistic gel for me?
I will.
I always hate to mess with it. I think it went in the first hole.
Did it? That's a pretty good group then.
I see them, 2 of them right there. Oh no. I think I see a mistake hole that just jumped off to the right an inch. A little more than an inch. Now why did it do that? Don't do that! Should have quit while I was ahead. My best groups are one-shot groups. Sometimes 2. And that was 2978.7. So we are keeping our velocities up there really nicely with this rifle. I really like it. I really do. You want to shoot a group with?
Yeah, I'll shoot a group. I'll embarrass myself. Well,
82.
I think I hit the same hole right there.
What?
I'm pretty sure. I can't tell though.
Well,
we'll go with hitting the same hole though, yeah. All right, let's try one more too. 2882, that's pretty fast for a 20-inch barrel.
Yes, sir.
All righty.
What do you think?
I think that we'll go up there and verify, but I think that they were all in a pretty tight group right there.
Did you shoot 3? That's only 2.
You want me to shoot another one?
Well, you can't shoot a 2-shot group and claim your feet.
I prefer a 1-shot group like you, but...
Yeah, that's the best. What I like to do is shoot 1 hole in the paper, and then my next 2 holes, I just replay that same video.
Right against each
Same
other?
Same hole every time you saw it.
Let's try one more. We'll try one more. All righty.
That is so nicely quiet.
I had that one was a flyer. I hit a little bit low on that one.
Sure, flyer, yeah. That's what mine was, flyers. Yeah, they just.
Well, the velocity was way off.
Well, guys, Ron's disappointed again. This was one bullet just for velocity, and then I used the same 3 for a group right here, and I thought, I'm rolling, I got these 2, and then that last shot went out. And Betsy says, Ron, you can't shoot. So a lot of people say that. But I've shot some good groups over the years.
At least 1 or 2.
But look at what this guy did. Mr. Tate, did you do that with your last series? I don't know.
I'm going to say that was my group, the ones that are all touching.
I would say that too.
But I have a feeling that one of them was a little bit of a flyer, and I hit low.
Yeah, I seem to remember that one was a flyer earlier. But the camera will tell us because we had it running on the target, folks.
Yeah.
But, and you came back from Alaska, and now you're shooting that much lower.
I'm shooting that much lower,
Isn't that
apparently.
funny?
It is.
Yeah.
Because when I got to Alaska, I was going from 5,000 feet to sea level, and I actually was shooting about 3 inches high in Alaska. I brought it down 3 inches, came back, and now I'm shooting 3 inches low again.
That's crazy because you should have denser air at sea level than you did at 5,000 feet when you zeroed here.
Yep.
And it was the opposite. Guys, this is why you always check your rifle when you get to camp. It's crazy.
You can do all kinds of math, but...
Yeah, you can do the math, but you've got to be on the ground with your rifle and really test it. It seems like almost everywhere I go to camp to say, well, let's just see how your rifle's shooting, and I've got to make an adjustment.
Yep.
It seems crazy, but this is the real world, so, okay. Well, when do we go to Alaska for a moose hunt?
Let's go now. I'm ready.
Have you got access to really get into some good moose hunting up there? Is this?
Oh yeah, for me and you, yeah.
We might have to plan a trip for next year. Hey, if you guys are interested in a moose hunt in Alaska, how many moose did you see?
No, well, we can't do one I can't guide the moose up
You
there.
can't guide the moose. Don't
No,
you have
I
a
wish-
buddy who's guiding up there? or-
No, it's just
No?
a friend that owned a boat. But I do have cow elk hunts available.
Cow elk hunt's available. All right, let's go cow elk hunting.
Yeah.
Meat's meat.
Yes, I have some cow elk tags for private land. If anybody wants to go cow elk hunting with me, maybe Ron can be there or something like that if you want to shoot one too.
Private land, but these aren't private elk.
No, these are not privately owned elk. They're state-owned elk. They're free-range animals. I just have some private land tags, and you guys can come out and hunt with me, and we can knock over a cow.
That's what everybody dreams of, getting onto a private ranch where they got you don't have to fight the hordes to get.
It took me 3 years to get this lease.
Wow, there you go, guys. Get on a special lease. Took him 3 years to get. You can get it in a phone call. How do they get a hold of you, Tate?
Just look at my website, processbasedhunter.com.
Processbasedhunter.com.
Yep.
You go through the whole process.
Yep, and I don't have those hunts listed there. That's only for the listeners of this channel that if they want to go hunting with me on those cow
Special,
hunts.
okay.
Just give me a
Save
call.
one for me.
I will save one for Betsy.
Save one for Betsy. Okay, that leaves 2 left, guys. First 2 guys get it. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Hunt honest and shoot straight.